Hello friends, new month, new you and new news. Welcome to the Dirt Report, the weekly news update for all things Aussie tech, NBN and everything in between. You may also notice that the audio from these videos has been making its way into a podcast. Don't fret, they'll always be here first on YouTube. But if you're interested in the audio version, well, then you can check that out by searching The Dirt Report by Techman Pat on Apple or Android podcast apps. Basically for those guys who don't really want to watch a video of me just talking. Lots of big news from many tech companies all over the world. Let's jump straight into the smaller, much easier to digest tech bites. Well, we have Google buying Fitbit for $2.1 billion, a huge amount. The owners of Fitbit must be over the moon with that payout, and congrats to them as they have managed to build a company that got on Google's buy now radar. Google needed a business arm that knows how to build and design wearable tech, as their most recent watch devices have little to no success in the market. More and more they are trying to become both a hardware builder and software provider, very similar to Apple. And in saying that, the Apple Watch has been a huge success since, or even the first version. And by first, I sincerely mean the version after version 0, the original one, because that was a mess, absolutely horrible. But they've learned from their ways. The latest 5th gen watch is the best on the market. Up until version 4, I was still rocking a Samsung watch, in fact, which was great, it did what I needed to do. But then Apple showed the world a bezel-less display on a watch, and bam, I was sold. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Google and Fitbit bring to the market. Also, let me know in the comments below if you're rocking a smartwatch that is not an Apple Watch. I'd love to know, and not a Fitbit, because that's the whole point, right? And that's not all for Google News. As trouble brews for them in the land down under, the ACCC has taken Google to court over allegedly making false or misleading claims about the collection of personal location data. This is definitely not a surprise at all, and Google is not innocent in any way, shape, or subsidiary. In a statement, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission said it had sued both the American company Google and the local outfit Google Australia, claiming they have breached the Australian consumer law between at least January 2017 until late 2018. And I appreciate, even after all that time, the ACCC is doing their part. The case focuses on the settings, location history, and web and app activity. When setting up and using an Android-based mobile phone, users were not actually told or explained in a plain fashion how to stop Google from collecting data about their activity and location. Not so much stop, but at least turn off. The case revolves around how both had to be turned off to ensure location data was not collected. Kind of like a double switch, lights on, not off kind of thing. ACCC Chair Rod Sims said, "Our case is that consumers would have understood as a result of this conduct that by switching off their location history setting, Google would stop collecting their location data, plain and simple. We allege that Google misled consumers by staying silent about the fact that other settings had to be switched off. Many consumers make a conscious decision to turn off settings to stop the collection of their location data. But we allege that Google's conduct may have prevented consumers from making that choice." I don't think people realize how much Google knows about us. From using Google Maps to Google Mail, we utilize their apps in our daily lives. They can build a profile of who we are and what we are, where we go, and can probably predict where we will be and what new product we might want to buy. They know a lot more about us than maybe even our partners. Now, knowing all this, they can create ads that make us think we are buying that product because we like it, not because we are told or advertised to. Now, apart from buying crap we don't need, there could be a more nefarious use of this information, and I'm sure in a few years we'll see something pop up, and we've seen over the years a lot of leaks, but nonetheless, that's where we're at if you want to use their apps for free. With the ACCC protecting our privacy, they have also been hard at work protecting our gamers from scams like Fallout 76. The developers of Fallout 76, ZeniMax Media, ZeniMax Australia, and Europe, who actually told consumers they were not entitled to a refund after they had experienced a variety of faults with the Fallout 76 game. They have now agreed to provide refunds to those customers, and it is why I love the ACCC and living in Australia as a consumer. Look, Video games might be the last thing on your mind, depending on who you are, but the fact that the ACCC is still looking after that aspect of sales and consumerism, I think that's pretty impressive. Hey, next one up. Happy birthday to the internet. Last week, our greatest human invention turned 50 years old. We have come a long way from ARPANET, and access is now easier than ever. Maybe not as fast access, but some sort of access nonetheless. I'm sure we'll get there one day, and make sure to tap that like button to wish the internet a happy birthday. Okay, let's get into our big stories for today. Foxtel launches a new loyalty program, and NBN Co sets up a new regional business unit. So let's start with Foxtel. Oh my dear Foxtel, you are like that grandfather who just won't let go of how things used to be. We are sick and tired of hearing, "Well, back in my day." Well, old man, back in your day, we didn't have the internet, and dial-up was pretty much only for the rich or universities. What I'm trying to say is that we had no choice but to pay and buy Foxtel. And it's not that the world has moved on, it's that people have found better things, and Foxtel decided not to change with the needs of their customers and market. So now it may all be just too late. What they're trying to do is stop people from leaving. After already trying all the sleazy tactics to trick customers into staying with their subscriptions, Foxtel has created a loyalty program. They finally realized that there might be some value in treating their customers like real people instead of a credit card number. I don't think they realize how times have changed with the advent of choice. Customers get to decide where they go, who they subscribe to, and loyalty from a customer is now the resource companies fight for. Why do you think companies use political movements to advertise their products? It's no longer about the product itself, it's about aligning your customers with your company for what they might believe they have the same values as your company. A customer who's with you for a long time is very, very valuable. It's cheaper to keep a customer than to spend more money on buying new ones. And by buying, I mean marketing and time spent on that activity. Look, I'll stop that rant now because I could go on and on. After doing 4 years degree in the media communication side of things, I've had enough. It took Foxtel 25 years to create a loyalty program. That's how long they've had to make good by their customers. A pretty nice and long runway if you ask me. So what is this loyalty program, you might ask? Well, the program is called Foxtel First, and it is accessed via your Foxtel app or through your account online. It rewards customers based on tiers. Yep, we've got tiers just like every other loyalty program. These tiers are based on time with Foxtel. So bronze is 0 to 3 years, silver is 3 to 8 years, gold is 8 to 15, and diamond 15 years or more. Each level unlocks a new category of benefits, from experiences to faster support services. Now, I love how they said it unlocks experiences. Ooh, after 16 years and expensive 16 years with Foxtel, I can unlock the final experience. Regret. Look, the cycle is complete. After 16 years of Foxtel, you either deserve to be in that situation or you've just completely forgotten about paying them for 16 years. Look, back in reality, the bronze tier provides you with an offers of tickets for sporting events like cricket and A-League and the Australian Grand Prix, as well as movies and music. And what do you think offers means? Well, they're probably only going to have a handful of these so-called experiences to give out. There is a mathematical equation of how many they can give out based on how much each person pays and how many people there are. So don't expect to actually get stuff, and the good stuff will be probably gone pretty quickly. Plus, there are competitions for exclusive experiences such as meet and greets for a family with the stars of Paw Patrol at SeaWorld. Oh my god! I have to sign up. Gotta sign me up to Foxtel because I want to see Paw Patrol at SeaWorld. And I suppose if you have kids, that's great. But that also includes flights and accommodation, passes to see Alice Cooper and his Sydney concert, then have a meet and greet, walking the red carpet with the 2019 AACTA Awards, and other experiences also include a private dining experience at Matt Moran's Chiswick restaurant for you and 10 friends? Jesus. Gotta find 10 friends, and a behind-the-scenes tour of the set of Wentworth. Now, The silver tier focuses on exclusive demands such as getting access to Foxtel originals 24 hours in advance and getting exclusive previews of shows up to a week in advance, which is basically if you were to watch shows on an American time frame, or basically living in America. These advanced screenings are artificially created by companies like Foxtel and the deals they make with other regions for Australia. Again, this can only happen in Australia because of that. The gold tier is around free setup of Foxtel multi-room, where you can watch Foxtel in many rooms with one subscription, and discounted IQ4 setup. Diamond tier is about getting priority customer service and free IQ4 setup. The categories are based on new Foxtel research, which found newer customers valued rewards which promised tickets, experiences, and Foxtel shows, while those who had been with Foxtel for long favored the latest technology and priority service. So I get that. If you've been with Foxtel for that long and you need some support, they should treat you well, but they should treat all their customers well. I do appreciate that this is based on how long you've been with the company and not how much you are paying. Out of all this, I think that decision is probably the right one, and probably the only right one they've made so far. So what do you think? Is Foxtel making the right move here? Is it too little, too late? Is it even worth being on Foxtel anymore? Look, Foxtel owns KO Sport, right? Their sports streaming platform. And while only providing live 1080p content, I think it's much better horse to bet on. Even though they posted a loss of 48 million, it's always going to be a loss when you overcharge your customers before and now your pricing is in line with the rest of the market for similar content. Okay, next up is NBN Co. They have gone ahead and restructured their current divisions. NBN Co will now have a separate regional and remote network operation business unit. The overseer of this new business will be Gavin Williams, who was the former executive general manager of products. Williams' new title is Chief Development Officer for Regional and Remote, and he will report directly to NBN Co's CEO, Stephen Rue. This business unit will take care of NBN Co's fixed wireless and satellite networks, as well as other customer-facing functions. In their statement, they also mentioned they will look to the community, businesses, and wider stakeholders to ensure that customer expectations are met and actually understood, right? Kind of like, I don't know, understanding your customers' requirements. But why would they do this? Well, I think finally they realized they can't have city slickers understanding the needs of these regional towns and people, and NBN Co said that the reason for this change is to address the key recommendations in the 2018 Regional Telecommunications Review, which asked for a more specialized approach to regional development of the NBN, with an experienced member of the company's senior executive management team, which basically means they want somebody in charge of that area that can make decisions and not have to go through a long process, because other areas will get priority and regional areas might not. So in my mind, this would mean that regional customers are the only stakeholders to care about. So a fairly positive sign. In their statement, they said the same. They want to ensure regional customers remain front and center as the NBN network build nears completion. But these moves bring us closer to the dark cloud that is looming over the horizon. As you may remember, back in April last year, the ACCC revealed that NBN Co had made preemptive moves for a potential sell in the future. We all got scared they're going to sell up pretty quickly, but part of that is breaking up NBN Co into multiple companies to make it easier for a sale. The idea of a breakup and sale was recommended by the 2014 Vertigen Panel of Experts review, and the ACCC has even backed that idea. So NBN Co's fixed wireless and satellite networks are both loss-making and most likely require future government funding to actually function properly and be upgraded as time goes on. And compartmentalization of these assets under a single business unit structure could make it simpler in the future to ensure the regional and remote part of the NBN can remain in public hands. However, I would like to see them fully stay in public hands. Just look at your power bill since privatization of that sector. Though prices isn't everything, since the NBN is a national telecommunication service, there should be no way in hell that a non-government entity has any control over it. Just think of what that means for Australian digital security if, I don't know, another country owns it. Let me know what you think below. The questions I would like to pose are these. Is this a sign that NBN Co is being prepared to be sold up? Or is this a move to make the regional services actually better? That could be a positive. Is this all smoke and fodder and a huge waste of time that they're just not really want to, I don't know, maybe do the rollout? Let me know below. Friends, hope you have enjoyed today's Dirt Report. If so, tap that like button. If you would like to see more content like this and would like to support us, then click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye! Compartmentalization and compartmentalization hang on, compartmentalization of these assets.